Now, the government is scrambling to save face amid criticism over its handling of the case of Benedict Kabiru, the Kenyan police officer serving in Haiti, now confirmed dead. In what appears to be a knee-jerk response, the National Police Service insists it had been in close contact with the family since Kabiru went missing in March. But questions linger after Interior Cabinet Secretary Murkomen admitted that the family only learned of their loved one's death from President William Ruto's speech on Monday, citing time differences as the reason for the communication lapse. Laura reports.
One of the Kenyan officers.
3 days after President William Ruto named Benedict Kabiru as one of the 3 Kenyan officers killed in the Haiti mission, the government has finally confirmed his death. Following mounting pressure from the family, who only learned of the tragedy through the media.
Why are they torturing me? Why have they tortured me all that wrong, knowing very well, because I know President awezi akasema kitu yenye haiko. I urge them, they come out, then they bring the remains of my son. I do what is necessary because I can't believe until I see he's there. He's normal.
That shocking revelation pushed the family to court, accusing the Attorney General's office of withholding critical information and seeking clarity on why they were kept in the dark. The AG's office has since stated it had not received official communication on the death. Interior CS Murkomen now blames the time difference between Kenya and New York for the communication lapse.
When that news was confirmed, the National Police Service dispatched a team to visit the family, but the synchronization of time made it such that by the time the president was making the statement, I think our officers had not reached the family.
In what seemed like a bid to save face after the communication blunder, the National Police Service issued a statement confirming the officer's death. According to NPS spokesperson Moshere Nyaga, the officer had been reported missing on March 25, 2025 after armed gangs ambushed security convoys in the troubled Caribbean nation. Nyaga maintained that the family was promptly informed of the incident and has continued to receive regular updates as events unfolded. But the lingering questions remain. Why was the family not informed of his death directly? And why did it take the president speaking thousands of miles away to make the announcement? Questions the family says remain unanswered. Meanwhile, despite President William Ruto admitting to logistical challenges facing the Kenyan-led multinational security mission, the government has heaped praise on the officers, dismissing opposition claims that the deployment was ill-advised.
This was a conscious decision made by the government of Kenya with the support of its parliament, made by the president with the support of the executive, with the parliament, cabinet approving, parliament approving. So no one should let you know that it was a clandestine decision between 1 or 2 people. This was a whole government decision.
The National Police Service has revealed that the body of another officer who died in a road accident in Haiti will be repatriated on Friday. Laura Otieno, Citizen TV.
Family that has been in anguish over the past few weeks and months, to an extent that now that the National Police Service is communicating, but there are so many details that are not in that statement.
It has taken 6 months, Sam, for the police to communicate this finally. Remember, this police officer went missing in March of this year. The family has been in anguish and agony over the lack of official communication from the police service about his whereabouts, whether indeed he was alive or not. In fact, so much so, and I know they say there in that statement that it was a time difference issue.
Yep.
Very unfortunate that the family has to hear from the president in New York that their kin is dead. This coinciding with the fact that they had actually gone to court around June or July with a petition to the government trying to get information on it. If you recall, that petition listed the Attorney General, the Inspector General of Police, various ministers or cabinet secretaries as respondents. Even when the President did make that announcement, the Attorney General continued to say they were not aware.
Right.
Never mind, the Attorney General was seated right there in New York, listening to the President's speech. Again, and that statement, by the way, it doesn't say much. Do they have his body? What were the circumstances of his death? Remember, Haitian media since June have been reporting that this officer was killed.
Right.
The Kenyan police continue to say that the search was ongoing. That's what prompted the family to go to court. A very anguishing way for them to hear this news breaking from New York. And once again, just exhibiting what has been the hallmark of this administration, which is lack of communication, improper communication, misinformation, disinformation, or lack of information, and this one with such grave, grave consequences.
In terms of months.
Yes.
This incident took place
In March.
6 months ago.
Yes.
Yep.
If time difference comes in, there is absolutely no way Haiti is 6 months behind Kenya. And this is again a question of not taking Kenyans seriously, including the intelligence of the Kenyan people. I don't know what the Interior CS was hoping to achieve with that argument about time difference. If Kabiru had died 7 hours ago, yes, it may pass. But 6 months later, do you want to tell and convince Kenyans that you knew nothing for 6 months and that the last 7 hours you got to hear something? And I think the whole question of compassion also comes in, where again the sensitivity of government is put to test. The fact that you are dealing with just a small family called the Kabiru family is no reason to behave this way. And we know the protocols when it comes to communicating deaths. Even we in media, we operate under the same rule of have the first, what do you call them? The next of kin been informed. And I want to give an illustration of the recent, of the death of General Ogola.
Yes.
We in the newsroom knew when the chopper went down immediately.
Yes.
We knew how many people were in there. We knew General Ogola was in there, and we knew he was dead. But we delayed for about 3 hours because we wanted State House to be the one communicating to the country.
Right.
This is the decency the family of Kabiru deserved. They didn't need to hear from a press conference in New York or some event in New York that their king is dead. I think it's really, really disturbing. It's a major test for President Ruto in terms of just sensitivity to a fellow human being, a test for Kipchumba Murkomen, the CS for Interior. And the last thing you should do when this has happened is to start telling I don't know how to describe what he was talking about as 6-7 hours, the time difference. I think he needs to respect the family, he needs to respect Kenyans as he explains what transpired. And I think the big thing they should have said is, we are sorry.
And
again, looking at that statement from the police service, it's saying that they've been in touch with the family. It's saying that now because they've learned of the developments, they have gone ahead to notify the family. I don't know what that says. At a time that you're wondering, like Yvonne was saying, how does the president know new information ahead of the National Police Service? But essentially, how should the National Police Service handle such kind of information when dealing with a family in this particular matter?
First of all, you might want to ask, where's the compassion? Does it mean that when somebody joins our National Police Service or even the Kenya Defence Forces, they surrender their lives to the state and their family is ignored completely? I do want to disagree with the CS Interior, claiming that this was a factor of time difference. It is not. The president's speech is prepared days ahead, especially for such meetings, such that it is moderated and edited to fit the occasion. And therefore, the president must have known these days before he flew to New York City. And where is the information flow? How does the president get this information? He gets it from the CS Interior. Meaning, Onesmus Kipchumba Murkomen must have known this days ahead of the president, because that is how that information flows. He is the principal person to brief the president about the happenings at the Interior Ministry. So, by saying that this was a factor of time difference and that the president and the National Police Service must have known this at the same time, tells you that there's a gap in communication. Suffice to say that we have an ambassador in Haiti that must have been given this information and transmitted to Nairobi. So somebody at Ministry of Foreign Affairs must have known too. So this is information that was with the government. And I think the president saying it must have caught the National Police Service flat-footed. And remember, the president says it on the day that the National Police Service, the Attorney General's office, were denying in court.
Yeah. It's very clear. I mean, one would imagine that, you know, the government of Kenya has sent 1,000 or so police officers to Haiti, that maybe the first call that the president would have put in before making that speech and memorialize them would have been to the family. Call them, tell them this is the information we have, and express that compassion, not just from the president, the cabinet secretary in charge of interior, the inspector general of police who commands the entire police service. And then I just want to illustrate again the issue of the time difference. This police officer went missing on the 25th of March. By the very next day, on the 26th of March, the Haitian Presidential Transitional Council already announced his death. They said he fell while carrying out his mission, and they, quote, say he gave his life for a better future for our country. This was on the 26th of March. What a time difference from the 26th of March to now the 24th of September that this is finally being announced by our president.
How many? 7 hours?
Exactly, in there. You're the one with the math. And just, you know, as a final point, this is what really pushed the Kenyan family of them to go to court. And let me tell you, it wasn't just a search in court. They petitioned Parliament. They wrote letters to the Kenya's Attorney General. They also wrote a letter to the Special Representative of the UN Secretary General in Haiti, Maria Salvador. This is the painful quest they've had for 6 months, petitioning the court. In fact, one of the pleas they gave in that court was just, we're asking the government to come out with finality, compelling the government to tell them about the state of their loved ones. It comes 6 months later. This is the time difference we're talking about. Clearly, there's a huge lag in the Ministry of Interior, the Inspector General of Police, and in the President's office.
And of course, Kabiru didn't take himself to Haiti. He was taken there by the government of Kenya.
Hi Kenyans, mi sina maneno mengi. All I want to say is Ruto must go, like yesterday. Bye.
Ati black chocolate ni fine melanin bana kutoka nikapate. Kanapenda kenye mi wanapenda, so kanapenda toto chupa na hali ya nono.
Madam na kudai, umedunga mini na unapenda mangwai. Una dance fit, unawacha nikismile. Ama niko high, you realize I'm nice.
Kono moja mbele, gini yende rembe. Pile up, yoni.
Enyewe, Ruto must go. Enyewe, Ruto must go. By the way, Ruto must go. Enyewe, Ruto must go. Wash fire, Ruto must go. Enyewe, Ruto must go. By the way, Ruto must go.